So we're out today with Sean Collins in East Cork. So Sean, what are we at today?
We're cutting malt in Barley in Carrigtwood.
And it's yielding well?
This field here, this is one of the finest fields in East Cork. You know, it always yields well. Like, what I find handy here with this, you have your total weight here, okay? And like, you calibrate the combine. You know, you can spot check it every couple of days, and if you have a load gone, you can put it into this, right, and you know what you have. But like last night, now with the 3-axle Super Cube trailer, okay? And you'd overload it because it's too big. So I knew off of the screen what was inside it, so that I didn't send away too much, you know, so it was safe to go on the road with it.
Not loaded to the hilts, like.
So and it's a handy guide, like, you know.
Yeah. And when was this crop say set?
This was set. It was set late this year. It was set in. It was all set. The corn was set late. It was set the 2nd or 3rd week of April.
Yeah,
like,
so
you know, it's very good. Yeah. Like to be honest with you, we were expecting the spring crops to come off a lot worse. Like you know.
Well, that's great.
And like you can see the swart of straw there. There's a lovely swart of straw there, and it's nice golden colour. And it's supposed to rain on Sunday, so we're hoping now to give that a fast turn in the morning. And get a bale tomorrow before the rain gets down. But the lads are busy. Like we've 3 square balers out this evening and a round baler. You know, it's hard to get around to it all. But it's just like there was a good forecast promised for the next week, and then it changed. So it's just to try and get the work done. Like
that's kind of been the season, though, unfortunately, hasn't it?
The whole year is impossible. Like you know, the maize setting was late. The barley setting was late. The silage was a couple of weeks late. Like I was only looking at something on my phone. The 14th of July, I started combining winter barley. Like, do you know, you're coming on for, is today the 1st, is it?
30th, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
So like, we're going to be, with the weather coming bad and delayed spring barley, it's going to be a fortnight before it's finished. So like, we'll be 2 months cutting corn, and the beans won't be ready for a month. So like, it's going to be a 3-month season for a combine.
Fitting it all in.
It's you know, it's a lot of work for a combine when you're trying to get around to all the other work, getting silage cut, and like it's getting late now this year for putting in cover crops, you know, like cover crops should be in really before the middle of August if you want to get a good cover crop, but fellas still have to put them in, but it's just the whole year, the whole year has gone late now, and all we can do is get through it and hope for the best that next year is going to be a better year. But by the time the corn will be finished and the straw will be tidied up, the maize is going to be ready to cut, and like when that's cut, there's going to be the crew going away setting against it in winter barley, you know. There's a slurry deadline coming down at the end of this month or the end of next month, but like it never ends, like you know. But that's the life we have now, yeah.
I know, but you'd be at a lot with maize planting.
We do, yeah, sure. I suppose the year starts out, they'd be at the animals, you know, in the yard rearing calves and this and that. And like the slurry deadline didn't lift, so like straight away you definitely have 1 or 2 agitators going. The pipe system is out. You could have 2 or 3 tanks out, so that ties up a lot of main. And as soon as the weather gets good, like your farmyard manure to spread, your fertilizer to get out, you know, you have to get the ploughing started. We're gone down a lot of the road now, mini tilling, so it's reducing our work for ploughing, okay. But this field was actually mini tilled, and we're delighted with it. Like you know, it's ploughing is fine, but it's slow. You know, it takes time. And like you can send one tractor here. Like if we got a 250 John Deere there for the mini tilling for pulling the horse, you know, and like we can till and set 100 acres in a good day. It's a lot of work, you know. Like if you've one fella on the drill, one fella on the trainer, and you've someone there, you'd want someone drawing seed and fertilizer. You know, it's a 3-man outfit, but you can do if you can set 100 acres in a day, like all you know, you can do a lot of work in a week if you're organised, you know. And like when that's done, like just to get all the fertilizer out for the slurry, but by the time the spring corn is set, the maize has to be set in the open, it has to be set under the film. And like with the last couple of years now, the maize was only just set this year. It was set on time for the silage. Last year it clashed with the silage. You know, the first cut silage. It is only halfway through, and fellas are looking for slurry to be spread with the pipes again. Like, it's endless. And like,
non-stop.
It's non-stop, you know, but look, it kind of suits because, like,
you can keep lads busy.
You can keep lads all year round, and like, we deliver a lot of beet and straw, and with 2 lorries on the road, like, you know, they don't be out every day, but we can kind of pick and choose the days, like, you know, and doing, like, this month now that they will be drawing, but if we have something else to do, we can organise the delivery of the beet, you know, that we can draw away for 2 days, put 2 lorries on the road, and if it doesn't suit us, we want them in for something else, we can put that.
Yeah.
So it just makes the whole yard more versatile.
Yeah, and it's easier to have.
It's easier
to have
because,
people when you have constant work.
yeah, and if you have good lads, you don't want to say to them there in October, look, the slurry's over, the maize is over. We'll talk to you again there next year, because like a good man will be gathered up, and you know,
exactly.
you just want to try and keep, and it's nice when it's continuous.
Yeah, and you have a nice crew, and you can have a bit of crack.
It's good. Yeah, and that's what it's all about, you know. Like, there's no arguing, fighting between the lads. Everyone gets on well, you know, and everyone has everyone's back, like, you know.
Which is great.
It's great. It's great.
And I suppose you're just side filling there. The Autosteer is helping anyway.
Sure, it is a super job, to be honest. But like when the swarts are straight there, the tractor just sits on the edge of there's a long chute in this, but the chute just it just reaches in. He can stay straight. I can drive away, unload on the move. It's nice and simple. Like, have you trimmed in a lot of combines?
Yeah, no. To be fair, there's a good few. I suppose the fact that you can put in a transfer kit into a combine and have it in your tractor for most of the year.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, and I suppose look, TAM strands are brilliant. They're helping
great.
a lot.
Of course it is. And like it's pretty, like, you see, we've one New Holland tractor and the rest are John Deere's, and all the John Deere's have Autosteer, you know.
Yeah.
So like the John Deere Autosteer is simple to set up too, but I was afraid starting out that I might find it hard to get used to this.
Yeah.
Which is actually very simple. Like, it's, you know, what I generally do, I cut the headlands, everyone does, but like all our grain is set off the Green Star, okay? So every tram line is dead straight, so I just set an AB line off a tram line and away, like, and like it just gives you a chance to have a look around what's going on, and you can check the header, you can check your sample there, and you can just keep an eye on things, like.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you get used to it, I presume if it wasn't working or if you were inside another combine.
I know, I always say it's like when you go automatic in a car, it's very hard to
It's hard to change, yeah. It is, of course. But like, I suppose when Autosteer came in first, you know, like when the lads started buying the John Deere tractors, you know, and they knew they needed a few of them, and they were saying, sure, we'll get one with Autosteer anyway, and you know, but when they got the first one and they got used to it, there was no way they were getting the second one without it, and then they got another one, and like, you just wouldn't even bother asking for a tractor without Autosteer now, unless if you wanted to buy one now with this system, and you put it in just to utilise this when it's not in a combine. But like I was saying to Andrew there the last day, like, we could have shared a whole crop, like, you know, and if we could fit this into the silage harvester for cutting the whole crop, you know, it's just another job
for to do.
It is, and like, you know,
they're expensive, but the kits you have to be
you want to utilise them, and like it can go into anything that way. If it can go into the harvester, go into this. It's handy, and like if you wanted to spare the price in on a tractor, you know, a John Deere or whatever, you can move it across as well, just to get the value out of it. But like, I know people might think straight lines are boring, like, but it's just like you can see there with the side of the header, like, there's no waste. Like, you're getting a full width of the header all the time. You're passing back the lads with the baler. Their lives are just simple. Everything is simple, like, and
it all just flows.
It just works, like, and even we were saying there, like, we used the RTK in one of the John Deere's for the rake, you know, but like we don't have Autosteer on the tractor that's mowing then, okay, but if we could get the likes of this, the John Deere that is mowing, like, is higher in, okay, and there's no Autosteer in that, but we find, to be honest, the Autosteer be vital in a tractor more, because, like, you know, you've no short ground, all your short ground to be one side of the field, but you've no grocks, you know, V's inside the middle of the field, and just the swart to be more even, like, you know, so.
And it's like what you said as well, like, the weather has been difficult this year, and you have to make best use of it, so it is all about efficiency and the small margins.
Yeah, and you have to just work with what you've got, like, you know, it's a difficult year, and I suppose, like, you know, if you're combining long days, it does kind of take the, you know, like, you're concentrating all day there, you're watching everybody, at least, like, what I see there, when you get used to Autosteer, it's the same as the one in the tractor. When you're sowing the maize, sowing the corn, you just, as you turn in, you press the button. When you get confident with it, you know it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And you can automatically concentrate on something else. But it takes a day or two to get familiar with it and to accept that it's hard to imagine that it's going to do what it does. But it's a super job, and I find this there now. What I was a bit worried about it in the combine was that inside in hilly ground,
Yeah.
that when the combine will be thrown down, or to be crab steering or whatever, in a hilly field, the back of the combine will be thrown down. But I was in a hilly place there 2 days ago there, and I said I'd try it. I wasn't confident enough. I was saying I'll just drive away, but I used it and it worked out fine. So it's a super system. To be honest with you.
Yeah, like you said, I think once you start using Autosteer,
you won't go back. You won't go back. No. And you see, we get dependent on it too. Because I tell you, when Autosteer is improving all the time, okay, in everything, all different, not this system, but every system, right? Everything is getting more refined. But when we got to 201 John Deere first, there was Green Star Autosteer on it, and I was setting the maze with it. Super job, couldn't fault it one bit. But I went down to Carrigal line one day and I went into the field and there was high trees there. And I set an AB line and I pressed the Autosteer, went up the field, and it just wasn't working,
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, what am I gonna do here? Because I was gone so used to it, and I thought it was going to be an awful day's work. But the only thing I done, I went back out from the trees and I set a new AB line, and I walked back into the trees and I walked away. But we get very familiar with it too, but we're a huge advantage to Autosteer is spreading fertilizer out in paddocks that are grazed tight, silage ground, because how do you go spreading fertilizer at we're spreading fertilizer 24 metres, but how do you walk at 24 metres out in a silage stubble where you can't it
I know where you can't see your
it takes the guesswork out of it, because one time people, they were just going out, there's a big difference between 24 metres. If you start out, they're supposed to spread 24, but if they were 26 and they're back to 22, and it's very hard to judge 24 metres when you can't see your tire marks, and what we find there, I know you shouldn't be piping in the dark, but in the spring there when the days are short, you might be starting in the dark, or Autosteer is super for that, and you can spread fertilizer there, it gets dark at 8 o'clock, if you have a half a spinner of stuff, you can work away, it's vital. Sowing corn there, we find it super job again, as when you're setting corn, you're better off with a little gap than a double, for the crop, we definitely wouldn't go back working without Autosteer at any cost. I shouldn't say that to fellas now, because but
we'll up the price.
It's up here. But when you have it, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think it's going to get more popular in Ireland. There was a friend of mine, he was in Australia in 2010, and he was over there for the harvest, but they had all the combines that time, and he used to be coming back, and every fella that's gone away, it was great, and he'd be on about the Autosteer, and you'd be saying, what is he on about the Autosteer? We were driving Deutz combines at the time, and you plough the field, you set a field. There was no Autosteer, and we didn't see the advantage of it. But sure, he was above in this combine the last day, and I was fascinated with this. And I said to him, there, go up there and drive that away there and see, there's Autosteer and everything. And he was there to me, sure. I had Autosteer 15 years ago in Australia. He got no thrill out of it because he had it 15 years ago. But it's just we're always a bit slower, I suppose, at getting going. But
and I'm sure we even see it on our side, it has come on massive.
It's going to come on. And with the TAMS grant, people are going to utilise that, and it makes it a lot more affordable. It's not, when you can get the grant in it, it's not huge money. It's not big money. And I suppose people are stuck for staff now, and everything needs to be efficient. And even no matter how good a driver you are without Autosteer now, if you see work done, all the contractors that are running Autosteer, because their maze is set straight, the tram lines are set straight, everything is perfect, and no matter how good a driver is, you'll know straight away he's not running Autosteer, and you'd nearly be embarrassed yourself, even though you'd be able to do away fairly good, but it's just when you get used to it.
I know, yeah. I suppose suppose your other sideline then is your TikTok.
Yeah.
Absolutely flying it.
It's doing well enough, isn't it?
I know it is. It's unbelievable.
It's a good bit of light-hearted fun, like, do you know what? I suppose, like, I started out doing TikToks like everyone else did. Just took a bit of a video, put up a bit of a catchy song and hope for the best, like, you know?
Yeah.
But I suppose, like...
They're very informative.
Yeah, but that's, like, what drives me to put up the TikToks is, okay, I used to put up a one with a song and work away and people enjoy them, okay? But then I done one or two talking because I think there's a lot of people negative towards farming now, you know, okay? And like farmers work very hard, like contractors work very hard, and like I just want to create a bit of positivity into it. And you know, like working for a contractor, it's not for everyone. But if it's for you, it's a very enjoyable life. You know, like we're on a different field every day. We're on a different, like we work all around Cork. Okay, we're in a different part of the world, to the county every couple of days. We get fed into places. Some days are long, some days are great fun. But like, I just wouldn't like to see it in 10 years' time that no one has any interest in it and there's no one there to do the farming. And like, it's just like, I suppose what happens with a lot of the younger generation now. They go driving a tractor, okay, and like they can't know everything starting out, because how can they know? The only way you can learn everything is you'll pick it up, but you have to ask questions. And like when I was a young fella, I used to be mad for asking questions. I was still the same, right? But I said to my grandfather, "Geez, I'll have to stop asking questions." And he said, "Listen, it is better to be embarrassed for a moment than a fool all your life." Right?
That's a good way of putting
and it is true, because like you get a new piece of machinery there, right?
Yeah.
There's no point in pretending you know everything about it, or the Autosteer. Just ask a question about it, and then you know. But like if you get a young fella coming on with you, there's no point in not telling him what to do and giving out to him later on. Do you know? Just explain it to him. And if he doesn't pick it up after a few days, then that's different. But like, if you can't expect him to just know, like, do you know, just because you know yourself, but you're at it every day, so you have, like, I just want to create just positivity into it, you know, like we'd Macca with us there this year, you know, and there's a good few lads on from New Zealand to come over next year, and like, we only need so many men, but like, if there was extra fellas came on to me, there's other contractors, you know, one fellas, and you can pass them on, and that's the way it needs. That's the way it needs to be.
But I think in general in Ireland there is there is negativity about the agri sector.
There is, of course, yeah.
But it's like we're one of the best in the world at producing food, and I think it's something we need to be really proud of.
Unreal. Like we see there, like if we're going up the N25 early in the morning, they're like, you know, 6:30, 7 o'clock on the way with a silage outfit, and we don't try to run all the tractors together. We try to break them up, like, you know, send off a harvest on one tractor, because like it's 10 miles or 11 miles there from Middleton roundabout to the tunnel roundabout. It's not fair if you have a harvest on a loader and 6 or 7 trailers, because it is going to delay. There's going to be 2 kilometres if they're all a bit apart, so we like to split them up a bit just to be fair. But like, there could be 20 cars in the spin to Cork there for 20 minutes, blowing the horn at us and waving their fists, like, we have to go somewhere too. But you know, they think, oh, they're the boys out in their fine tractors going for a spin, they've nothing else to do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you know, jobs on, like.
Do you know, we're out cutting silage, you know, for farmers to produce milk, and cutting grain here for malt, barley for drink, and do you know, like, the farmer, it's just a way of life. It's the way they were brought up. They're in touch with the land, and like without farmers, without contractors, nothing, like the whole thing is going to come to a stop, you know.
The shelves in the supermarket will be fairly
they're
empty.
They're going to be empty, and like, you know, like truck drivers there and people that work with their hands, you know, they're getting scarcer and scarcer, and like, I think that needs to be promoted more positively.
No, it does,
because like, you know, it's what I'm at all the time, and I enjoy it, but I just like to see good young fellas come on there and just like treat them respectably, like, and coach them along. And some of them mightn't work out. It just mightn't be for them, like, you know. They might get a year out of some of them. They might go to college. They might change their mind. But it's a great way to ground any person, like, is to be out in the field, you know, and see how it all works. Like, I was watching something on Facebook the other day, and there was a comment up on something, and some woman put up, and she said, "So why is that farmer always working to produce milk? Can't you get it below Sainsbury's?" Do you know?
I know, yeah.
It just makes no sense, like, you know, they just don't know what's going on, like, and like, if they're not careful with all the regulations that are coming in and all the negativity, there will be hunger. Like,
Yeah.
do you know, I'm not saying we are going to go hungry, but there will be more hunger across the world because like
the demand
food
for
is
increasing.
is increasing, and they're trying to get us to produce less of it. Like, you
Yeah.
know, Ireland is a savage country to produce milk, produce meat, produce crops. Like, and I think it's an absolute shame if they don't keep it up. Like, you know, it needs to be addressed. Like, to keep it all moving forward.
Yeah, because like you can't say there's too many countries more sustainable than we
No,
are doing it.
no. And like, I know we give out about the weather there, you know, the wet weather and everything, but like, just countries there, they don't get the rain, they can't grow the grass. Like it's challenging for us this year, and it's not that there's vast amount of rain falling. It's just enough rain to annoy us, like, do you know, that we can't cut corn, like, you know. So like, it's a good.
There's a reason we're green. Like.
There's a reason we're green, like, and it works away. But like, if like other countries there, they don't get rain for months. It's hard for the whole thing to.
Yeah, they're doing all irrigation and everything. Then it's
they're all
more
doing.
costs.
The lads there, there's a couple of them. They're gone over to the States there, and you see them. They're cutting down one side of the field, and they have to walk irrigators out across it, and like it's a totally different.
Yeah.
It's just the way things are in different parts of the world, but like. The cattle here like to get a lovely finish on the cattle, you know, they're finished out in grass there, a lot of them, and
grass-fed beef.
yeah, it's hard to beat it, isn't it?
It is.
It's hard to beat it.
Even to see, like, when you're going from farm to farm and to see cattle grazing
it's
and
lovely.
stuff,
And like, you know, there's no bad farmers out there. Like all the yards they're all good yards now, you know.
Yeah.
Farms are properly farmed.
and
like,
they're trying their best.
They're
like,
trying
to be
their
fair.
best, 100%. And like, there's a lot. There's like, you know, when the weather is challenging for farming, their whole lifestyle is challenging. Then, like,
Yeah,
you know,
no, it is.
even for us, like, you know, you can't plan. Like, you could say there on a Thursday, it's going to be wet now tomorrow. Sure, we can go away and do something else. But you could wake up in the morning, the rain, and after coming at all, and the phone is on fire, you know, and you have to split yourself in two. And like, it is challenging, but it's like, if you enjoy that kind of a buzz, you know, that you have to split yourself in two and get this done and get that done, and like,
That's a great way of life too, though.
It's a way of life, and like, you'd see there, like, it just winds down there, and just as one thing is winding down, the next thing is kicking in, and you know, like, one time, I suppose when the beat stopped and everything, like, the winters were handy for the contractor, but there's a lot of work to do now all the time, and less people out there to do it too. You know, that's. The contractors are going to get scarcer, aren't they? Like, you know, machinery is going to be very expensive, and like, it's not easy for anyone.
No.
Like, if you were to start out contracting, you know, I don't think you could do it. Like, you know, tractors are gone up huge. Like, trailers are nearly gone double. Like, you know, they're gone up over time and a half, and them tractors, they're all gone dear, and labour has gone dear. Everything is gone out of control. Like, you know.
It is gone mad, but your TikToks are brilliant anyway, so keep them up.
I will. I keep watching you. Tag me in that.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean.
No bother at all. Thanks for calling out.